the Nativity. The birth of Christ took place exactly when the Emperor Augustus sent out a decree that all the world should be taxed. This was no accident. The birth of Christ was timed to coincide with the census because God wanted to teach us the duty of obedience even to a heathen government. This is the strongest proof that Christ's kingdom is to be distinguished from that of the world. Christ did not wish to erect a kingdom like an earthly king, but wished to be subject to a heathen government. Christ remains a preacher, Augustus an emperor, and the shepherds remain shepherds. Let us then meditate upon the Nativity just as we see it happening in the children around us. I would not have you contemplate the deity of Christ, or the majesty of Christ, but rather His flesh. Look upon the baby Jesus. Divinity may terrify us. Inexpressible majesty will crush us. That is why the Christ took on our humanity, except for sin, that He should not terrify us, but rather that with love and favor, Christ should console and confirm. The birth was pitiable. Guests in the inn were carousing, and no one attended the woman. Now, think what Mary could use for swaddling clothes. Some garment she could spare, perhaps her veil, but certainly not Joseph's trousers, which are now supposedly on exhibit at the church in Aachen. Behold Christ lying in the lap of this young mother. What can be sweeter than this babe? What more lovely than the mother? What fairer than her youth? Look at the child, knowing nothing, yet all that is belongs to Him. That your conscience should not fear, but take comfort in Him. Doubt nothing. Watch Him springing in the lap of the maiden. Laugh with Him. Look upon this Lord of peace, and your spirit will be at peace. See how God invites you in many ways. God places before you a babe with whom you may take refuge. You cannot fear Him, for nothing is more appealing to a person than a baby. Are you frightened? Then come to Him. Lying in the lap of the fairest and sweetest maid, you will see how great is the divine goodness which seeks above all else that you should not despair. Trust Him. Trust Him. Here is the child in whom is salvation. To me, there is no greater consolation given to humankind than this, that Christ became human. A child, a babe, playing in the lap of His most gracious mother. Who is there whom this sight would not comfort? Now is overcome the power of sin, death, hell, conscience, and guilt. If you come to this gurgling babe and believe He has come not to judge, but to save.